When I first started to expand my houseplant collection around 2 years back, I picked up ZZ Plant, this one. And now just look at its size. I love their gorgeous glossy long leaves. It's really good plant for anyone who is beginner because ZZ Plant is very hardy and easy to care for. The best part is it can tolerate low light very well, and if you miss watering even 2 or maybe 3, it will do just fine. The only thing that you need to remember is to avoid excess watering. In today's video, I will be talking about their propagation methods, but if you want a separate detailed video on ZZ Plant care tips, then do let me know in the comment section. I will make separate video on it. When it comes to propagating this plant, there are few different ways. One is you just need to cut off one of the stem from the base of the plant and put it in some water. It will develop some roots and then you can put into the soil. But this method takes much more time to grow new plants. The second method is by division. It is one of the easy, successful and fast method of plant propagation. After a few years, plants can become overcrowded. When the plant has grown too big for its pot, like this plant, it's time to repot or divide it. Dividing plants is an easy way to create more plants and allow a little more growing space for plants you already have. But not all plants can be divided. Dividing works best with plants that can sustain and regrow their own root system after being divided. For example, plants like snake plants and ferns can easily rotate after division. All this my snake plant collection grown by dividing the old plants. ZZ plants are better suited to division because of their special root system known as rhizomes. So the plants grown from these thick bulbs just below the soils are known as rhizomes. These rhizomes store some water and nutrients from the soil, which is why plants can tolerate a little bit of neglect if you miss watering them. In an adult ZZ plants, these rhizomes tend to look like potatoes and they work a bit more like organic storage unit. During repotting, dividing or pruning the ZZ plant, I would suggest wearing gloves because these plants develop calcium oxalate, a substance made of tiny sharp crystals found in their sap that can cause irritation to the skin. And during repotting or pruning, you may break their stem. Gently pull out your plants from the planter. Be careful and hold the plant towards the base of the stem to not break off leaves or tear stems. Once the plant is out, you should see these potato-like structures, rhizomes. You will likely see at least few rhizomes clustered together with multiple stems growing out of each of them. Now gently separate them. You want to make sure that you get some roots, 1 or 2 rhizomes at least, and some leaves. That's it. Now it's time to replant the ZZ. Overall, ZZ plants are less picky than many other plant species when it comes to their potting soil. But as we discussed earlier, these plants have the rhizome structure that store water. As a result, ZZ plants do not thrive when overwatered or sitting in the moist soil. It will eventually rot the rhizomes and kill the plant, so it is essential to use well-draining soil. I generally use my regular houseplant potting mix with added extra perlite or river sand in it. Perlite gives the soil a light texture that won't store too much water or turn into mud. But don't plant your ZZ plant in sand or perlite alone. Since ZZ plant grow tall, they need a bit of structure to help them stand. Once you pick well-draining soil for your plant, it's time to pick the right container. Since you know that too much water is bad for ZZ, choose a planter with excellent drainage. Drainage holes allows excess water to run out the bottom of the pot. They can also allow air to circulate in the bottom of the pot, keeping the roots drier. If you have terracotta, then it would be a great option, but if you don't, not to worry, you can plant them in any container. While ZZ plants are not the fastest growing plants, their large rhizomes can eventually fill up the pot. Make sure you pick decent planter that give your plant room to grow and let you plant the rhizomes deep enough to give tall stem support. I am going to add some fresh soil first and then rhizomes. Fresh soil on top. Just bury those rhizomes in soil. And a little bit of water, and that's it. I'm just gonna put it inside the catch pot just for decoration. After dividing, keep ZZ plant in indirect light and make sure you are evenly watering it over the next few weeks while it's recovering. Most important, allow the soil to dry out between watering sessions. Dividing ZZ can cause stress to plants, so keep a close watch on it. If you notice yellowing or leaf drop, then you may be overwatering. Just work on your watering schedule. With little extra care, your new ZZ will recover nicely and eventually you gonna notice new little shoots and green leaves. That's it for today's video. I hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and happy gardening.